Well, looks like we got some new content, boys. A new DLC is dropping, so you know what we're gonna do. Starting with the trio and ending with the two main DLC Pokemon, I'll be making them into Gen 5 animated sprites. And be sure to stay until the end because some of these are really awesome. Without further ado, let's start. Starting off with probably the best one from the trio, it's Okidogi. Now, it stupidly took a long time for me to understand the pun with the names, but yeah, anyways, the method I used for these sprites, since they don't really have official 3D models or whatnot, was taking the official art, making some slight adjustments for it, using it as a base. Then I made the black outline of the pose, slightly readjusted to fit better for the dimensions. I added colors and shading, fixed up the color palette to make it more saturated, since you know it's a Gen 5 sprite, then started to do all of the extra stuff you see in this video right now. I also kept the official art in another tab so I quickly can get the correct colors I need from its color palette and adjust it accordingly, and I also added the blue background so I can see any blank sprite pixels, so yeah, let's see the sprite. I can make an exception for this being bipedal, I mean it looks like Swole Doge, so... And this just proves why Okidogi is the best one out of the three. Since we don't got the 3D models and everything else available except the official art for these guys, I'll compare it to that. And I'll also show it compared to the size in which it would be in the games. I also made shinies for all of them, and for the trio, the shiny color palette is inspired by Ogerpon, since it probably has masks of these guys. Up next from the trio, we got the second Pokemon, Fezandipiti. I don't know if that's the correct way you say it, since I've never heard the name it's referencing before, which is Serendipity, I think. Anyways, for this it went a little bit differently, since this was probably the one I altered the sprite the most, so it looks the most different, since the pose it has in its Pokédex art looks way too unnatural for a sprite pose. And another quick little small thing I wanted to mention about these sprites is that I made pretty much custom cries for them, and the trio has a little nod to the resemblance of the trio. Okidogi has three pretty much notes you can hear, Fezandipiti has two, and Munkidori has one solid. That's the resemblance to the pink circular things they have on their bodies. I don't know what they are, but what I do know is that we're taking a look at the sprite. You know what? This spriting experience is making me warm up to these guys easier. Man, the DLC is already worth it. We got a good pheasant Pokemon now. The Pokemon that has mastered the style of walking in the Tipito style and is also a menace to the Pokemon spelling bees. It's the bird Fezandipiti, and a cooler thing I would like to show you is the custom shiny I did for it, which of course is an Ogerpon's color palette style, and I did it like that because I think it will have a Majora's Mask style of thing. And finally, the last Pokemon from the trio, probably the most unpopular, it's Munkidori. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really have any strong feelings towards it, neither negative or positive. Now, speaking of spriting, it was the easiest one, although it took the most time, which may be surprising. Yeah, it mostly went into thinking how I would animating it, and in the end I just thought of it being like praying or something, I don't know, since way too little information on these guys, so I had to improvise a bit. Yet again, the colored background is to not let any blank spriting pixels get through, and I tried to do a little bit of wobbling around on the same spot, but in the end you can judge for yourself to see how did that work out. Speaking of... oh, no worries, probably when I'll play the DLC I'll warm up to it, no problem. But then again, it's a monkey Pokemon, so I guess it's a win. So let's do this guy a little bit quickly. Now for the comparison, here's it and the official art. Now for the sprite sizes, here's the two. The shiny I made for it, it's probably the worst one out of the bunch, but I wanted to stick to the theming, so yeah. If you made it this far, you're probably enjoying the content, so if you want to stick around for some more, be sure to subscribe. Now we got either the leader of the trio or just a cool bystander that somehow ended up on the front and the main mascot spot for the part 1 of the DLC. Either way, I kinda like it. But enough fangirling about the design, and let's move on to the spriting process. I made it smaller since it kind of looked small in the body composure wise because of the official art. So I had the easy time animating it and spriting it, although the crystally parts were a little bit difficult. So I tried to replicate it and somehow it worked on the much smaller scale. As for the animation, I got a bit more creative and actually I really like the result, and because of that, and also the design of course, I think this guy is my favorite out of the 5. So yeah, and as for the animation, yeah, you're about to see some goodness. Yeah, he definitely is going to have a mask gimmick of some sorts. Look at that little boy go! Oh, actually, I'm kinda hyped for the DLC now. If you didn't get enough already of this little cute guy, how about the HD and official art comparison? Now, yeah, pretty cool. Sprite, sizes, whatever, but for the actual treat, it's the custom shiny form. And yeah, the theme I went for is autumn colors, of course. And now for the final one out of the DLC new Pokemon bunch, probably also the most popular, I wouldn't be surprised, it's Terapagos. Now I understand the hype, it is pretty cute after all, and all of its types on the back, yeah, that's pretty sick. But hey, I'm an Ogerpon stan now and there's nothing you're gonna do about it. But speaking about doing stuff, the spriting process. Yeah, this was a new challenge and I actually was kinda excited because this was something new, which was color mixing, like the transitions, you know, gradients, all of that stuff. Well, yeah, after a bit of checking out Google and stuff, but mostly just testing stuff, I just figured it out and it kinda started to work from there. And the crystally things were really tough at the start, but once I got an idea for one thing, it all worked out for the rest. And the animation suffered a bit for it, but I like the sprite overall, so hey, there's that. Since it's DLC, it probably will be broken in some sort of way. Yup, I easily could stare for a few hours at this cutie. And hey, would you look at that, you actually made to the end of the video. And for that, yay, another comparison segment, but don't go anywhere because this shiny is the best custom one you'll see, a cosmic version of it. Damn, I'm actually pretty proud of this. But anyways, of course, let me know which one was your favorite sprite. Thanks for watching as always, and stay tuned for more.